you doing, everybody? How's everybody doing? So listen, it's almost back to school, so I want to do a Facebook Live. I want to come to you on Facebook because we had some patients a little while ago when I did my Bob Ross impression of posture, and we did our little drawing and our little painting. I had somebody ask me if we could do something regarding kids going back to school and their book bags. So I wanted to tell you why it's really bad for kids to use these really heavy book bags and carry them on their back all day long. So first of all, here's what happens is your kids all day long are sitting on their devices and their heads are forward and they're looking down, and this is really stressful on their neck, so they're going to complain about a condition called text neck. That's just a name that somebody coined. And they're going to get headaches from that. And we're about to have a door squeak over here, so don't mind that noise. So you're going to have, they're already, because of electronic devices and today's technological society, they're already having problems with their posture. Now, this is what happens when they put 40 pounds of books on their shoulders. So they put this 40 pounds of books on their shoulders. Your brain has these certain reflexes that want to make sure that your eyes stay level. And they want to make sure, and your brain wants to make sure you don't fall over. It's actually called the writing reflex, and you have lots of brain function. A guy by the name of Dr. Roger Sperry found out that your brain spends 90% of its energy trying to make sure you don't fall over. 90% of your brain's activity is to make sure you don't fall over. So, if we put 40 pounds of books on someone's back and they don't change their posture to handle it, they're obviously going to fall over backwards, especially some of these little children. So what happens, they put the 40 pounds of books on their shoulder, and then they have to lean forward to hold it up to keep them from falling over. So now they've changed their shoulder and their posture. They've moved their head forward. That puts a lot of stress on the muscles in the back of their neck. They've now rolled their shoulders forward to keep the book bag from pulling back like this. And what happens is they're using these muscles instead of using their back muscles. So they become imbalanced. They get tight here and they get weak here because they're using these muscles. They get tight here because these muscles are being used to hold their head up, and they get weak here. So they get a forward head posture. They get a lack of curve in their neck. If you want to know anything about that lack of curve in the neck, I advise you to go to YouTube, watch my video where I'm wearing a silly looking wig. It's called, and it says it's Bob Ross, the painter, if you remember the happy little trees. You can see the video where we talk about the curve in the neck. It's pretty entertaining, I think. But kids should not be on their devices all day long. You should make sure that there's an app actually on your phone that is called, I think it's called Text Neck. Maybe find it in the App Store, where it forces them to hold their device up so that they're not looking down all day. And they should do everything they can not to carry so many books where their book bag is so heavy. This is really important because posture dictates a lot of our health. A lot of research shows that if you have poor posture, it can take up to 7 years off your life. Plus, nobody wants their kids to have headaches. Nobody wants their kids to have back problems. Nobody wants their children to be unhealthy and unwell. So I would advise you to, if your kids are having to carry too many books, talk to their teacher. Actually, I'm not even sure why we have to carry books anymore. Everything's online. Doesn't make sense to me, but go figure. You would think that everything would be right there available on an iPad or something, so they didn't have to carry so much around. But again, now that forces them to look down, so there's a catch-22 there. Anyway, I hope that you found this helpful. Please don't have your kids carry around 40 pounds of weight on their shoulders all the time. It can be very bad for their spinal health. Talk to you later.